We up.
We up.
Yeah.
Look at this new feature. We got a split screen.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Dude, I'm so happy that you're technically you got some sort of know-how, because I have zero technical know-how. I got a little bit. I can YouTube some shit.
You can cook stuff. I mean, you can create cookies. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, that stuff I'm good, and I'm pretty handy. Like, I'm building out a giant wine barrel, like the big giant ones.
Okay.
Turn it on its side, cut it in half, and I'm gonna build out some seating booths for farmhouse. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Did you do anything with the Airstream? Did you?
Oh yeah, gutted it.
That?
Yeah, totally gutted it. Put everything we needed in to, of course, serve food and cookies and stuff like that. But a lot of the work was done. As far as like, it already has, like, it has plumbing, it has like water, it has electric, like, so I just had to do some retrofitting, and yeah, all that stuff was pretty simple. Yeah. It was just like time consumption, but
yeah, I just finished building my PC last week.
PC.
So I finally got that up and running, and
that was pretty quick.
Yeah. Once it comes together, It's not that much, but I had to do like the BIOS setting and just all the installing Windows and doing all that. So that took a minute. But it's up and running. I haven't done any editing on it yet, but so you were just talking about is that Green Bay?
Green Bay Packers, baby.
Packers.
For all the Packers fans out there, we believe in love. Yeah, we do. Jordan Love's doing this thing right now. He's making a buttload of money, so he better be $220 million. So, but no, he's playing well. The team's playing well. We got a tough game this week. You got the Texans, and then your boy will be in Jacksonville versus the Jaguars on the 27th. So if you're going to be at that game, hit me up. We'll go have some drinks. Get crazy, and let us know what there's to do in Jax Beach. We'll be obviously in Jacksonville. We're gonna play a little golf. We're gonna party in Jax Beach, and it's Halloween weekend, so shit's gonna get crazy. Yeah. So, hit me up. Let us know what we're gonna do down in Jax Beach. But
is Brett Favre still playing?
What? Brett Favre, he got diagnosed with Parkinson's.
Yes.
You see that?
I saw that.
Yeah, man. Years and years later, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time Brett played? 2012?
It was
something like that.
I mean, that's the last time I was watching football. So he was still playing. And he was complaining about head injuries back then. And now he's a big advocate about having kids not play in high school. I think he's like speaking out about it. And, or at least they shouldn't play football until they're, I can't remember the age, 15 or something like that. But
the human brain is not meant to ram into other human brains, right?
No,
that's not a thing. So, it's interesting. I have two takes on it. I feel I'm a little bit leaning to the left, as like kids shouldn't play, and also because I played it and I know what type of lessons it taught me, like being a team player and being able to like kind of just that the whole male mentality and how we grow up and how that evolves is like that stuff. Organized sports is super important. So
super important. I totally agree with you. Like a level of confidence it creates for kids, like to work with one another as a team. I mean, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what sport it is. Whether it was I was on the tennis team.
You're on the tennis team? Tennis is way too much running.
So, yeah.
A lot of running, dude.
A lot of running.
You're sweating their ass off by the time the tennis match. So what's the average you run? Like, what's the distance you run in an average tennis match? I know somebody clocked it one day. I forgot the number. But
I have no idea.
I mean, it has to be miles.
Yeah, it's got to be. I haven't played it that long. Actually, the major sport I played in high school was volleyball. But I was on the tennis team, volleyball, and my parents wouldn't let me play football because of the head injuries.
Yeah. See, that's some foresight. Like back then, people didn't know. Like you be bleeding out of your ears. You just like walk it off.
Walk it off. Walk it off. You're fine.
Welcome to another edition of the Alpha Geek Podcast. Well, your host, I'm Antoine Brett.
And I'm Taras Denisenko. Excited to be here. Once again, it's been a couple minutes since we've done this. So,
My man Taras was out of town taking over the dance world. Well, you were actually in town, but you had a weekend event.
Yeah, we had, so I had, Wendy and I hosted a dance competition at the Wyndham Virginia Beach Oceanfront this past weekend. We had Ashburn from Northern Virginia came down, Gainesville from Northern Virginia came down, Richmond, Roanoke, Raleigh, Cary, Durham, and Charlotte all came to the Wyndham, and it was a great event. We had roughly 100 people and about almost 2,000 entries, and Sunday night was super fun because we not only hosted the competition, but the band played. So I have a band.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
It's called the Hip Doctors. Irony there. But I brought in to judge the event my buddy James, who's from Chicago, my other buddy from Houston, Todd. And then the wives fronted the band as singers. So Jessica, James's wife, along with Wendy, and then Lisa, Todd's wife, they killed it. So
that's awesome, dude. That's
nice,
very
sexy
cool.
Costumes on, and yeah, it was cool.
Now, what is the after? Because when I hear or when I see dance, when I see ballroom dance, I definitely get the air of sexuality, like especially from the female dancers. It's like everything is very statuesque. How are the after parties?
Well, there was a pro party afterwards, and I had to tear down, so I didn't go to it. But I did walk by. We facilitated it. We got some pizzas and beers for them, and I peeked in, and they're all dancing bachata. And,
so they doing more dancing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, it does get a little wild down there. So, but like it's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club.
Okay, well, sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up. Can you imagine if I got out of here and there would be a bunch of dancers downstairs wearing sequins and unitards and shit? I heard you were talking shit, bro.
So that was our weekend. But you said that you're going to Jacksonville for Halloween. I'll be in Vegas for Halloween at the World Dance Sport Championships. I'm actually going to be emceeing it. That's exciting.
Damn,
That's
Halloween in Vegas, Mr. One Up over here, like Jacksonville, like that shit. Dude, I can't imagine. I've never been to Vegas for Halloween. I have to imagine though.
It's got to be crazy.
It has to be crazy.
But you were just in Vegas.
I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas last week for one of Jamie, my wife's friends' wedding. Kelsey and Craig, congratulations, y'all. They're awesome people. And it was a blast, dude. They got married at Little White Chapel. Elvis.
Oh yeah,
Elvis married him, and this dude you can tell his lifelong dream was to be an Elvis impersonator. He was so good, dude. And it was so much fun. And when you think you're gonna go into like Little White Chapel thing, you never know what to expect. You can get an Elvis impersonator who's just like phoning it in that day, or you can get somebody like we had. Yeah. And the dude was just so much fun. And all of her friends that came out were so much fun, and everybody, you have a large group of people. It's always a good chance, or mostly a good chance, that you're gonna have at least one asshole, right? Yeah. Everybody was down for whatever. Everybody had a good time. Everybody got hammered. Everybody, gambled and drank and ate, and they just celebrated the way that you would celebrate something like that.
Yeah. Were any of your friends a dentist at all? Did they pull their own teeth out from the hangover?
No hangover shit. But the Little White Chapel, think like they must be printing money
for sure,
because Craig and Kelsey went. They had a couple that went right before them, like every 5 or 6 minutes, 10 tops, that there was another couple going through, and they were just lining them up. And you doing 50 weddings a day at what was it, $450 a pop? Wow. I gotta imagine. So
how long did the ceremony take?
5 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was not long at all.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah.
We sat in a parking lot on a party bus waiting to walk in to the ceremony longer than it took for the ceremony to happen. I mean, literally 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it just like a scene from The Hangover? Because I feel like in The Hangover, that's where they got married, was a Little White Chapel, and there's a little crazy.
It was. This was so the Little White Chapel was off strip. It's pretty sure it's off the strip, and we were on the bus. So, and again, we were partaking.
Yeah.
So, that shit could have been in Zimbabwe. I wouldn't have known. So, but no, it was it's like like everyone there. The only people who are there are the people who work there, and the people who are getting married, and the people and the family and friends of those people.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of in the same mode, right? Like, everybody's like there for a wedding, and it's not.
Yeah.
You're coming to Vegas to get married because it's fun to get married in Vegas. So everybody has that that mentality towards it. Like everybody's there to have a good time. Nobody's taking it seriously. Nobody's like, being a dickhead.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Like, was the bride cool with that? Like, was it her idea?
I think it was her idea, actually.
Oh, damn.
I think it was Kelsey's idea for sure, because for a lot of different reasons, they didn't have a big wedding back home. And so when you hear, and she has a lot of great friends, and you can tell, like, I hadn't met any of her and Jamie's friends that were there up to this point, but you can tell, like, everybody just thought highly of that couple.
Yeah.
Because they, anytime you have that many people come out just for a quick turnaround weekend to go out to Vegas and just watch you get married after you're already married, that's pretty cool. So it was, everybody just had a great time, man. Met some new people, made some new friends. So
sounds like a good time.
It was cool.
Did you check out the Sphere at all? Was there any?
We didn't go in, but we did see it, and because that's all stripped too. So we went to the last night there. We went to a little sushi restaurant, and you could see the Sphere. It was a couple miles away, but I mean, a couple miles. It's like right next to you. It's so big, so big, and it was cool. It's hard to appreciate it if you're not inside it. But yeah, I know the Eagles are playing there for the next few months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got a lot of friends going out. They actually have friends there now, and I have another buddy who's going out there next month.
Wow.
So
the Eagles of all bands.
Yeah.
I figured, it's like you use that kind of venue, and I would think that would be an awesome venue for a band like, was it 30 Seconds to Mars or whatever? Something that's like epic and thematic, or I don't know, like anthem type
super
stuff.
emo.
Yeah,
emo
super
shit.
emo. Like, but you get the Eagles being like,
yeah, the Eagles are
live in
there.
a Hotel California. I mean, maybe it'd be cool. I don't know.
Well, I think the benefit of having a place like that is that you can amplify the act by the visual. Like, you can put anything. Like, did you see the UFC that they had at the Sphere?
Yeah.
The entrances were so cool because, you are able to take these graphics and just blast the audience with them, and it was some really cool shit. So you can do the same thing like that with the Eagles, or U2 was there.
Yeah,
they opened.
They were the first one. Yeah, as a kind of technology nerd, just the idea. Like, I didn't realize also this is the second Sphere. The first one was built in Abu Dhabi or somewhere in Saudi Arabia or somewhere. But the amount of technology to have all the video screens outside the Sphere and the sound system in there is like, it's freaking, I can't even imagine the engineering that it took to build that thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is the second one, which makes sense because I feel like those motherfuckers are the first ones to get everything, dude.
They got so much freaking money. Like, so much money. So much money.
They are the first ones to do everything. Yeah. And I just imagine, I know it's not like this, but I just imagine everybody driving Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Like the mailman driving a Ferrari. Just living, getting those bland oil stipends, allowances.
Oh my God.
Man. What is going on in entertainment? The shit that we're really here to talk about.
Yeah.
What's going on in entertainment? So this is a big time of year. It's Halloween, spooky season. So everybody's getting ready for that. I would venture to say that Halloween is as popular as Christmas.
Oh yeah.
The Christmas season. Like, Halloween is turning into this whole thing. People start celebrating Halloween or spooky season in September, which essentially gives you 2 months of celebration. So it's going to be big. I'll be in Jacksonville partying, but just across the board, what do we have to look forward to for spooky season here?
I haven't been able to keep up with any upcoming movies that are coming out. But I will say, just to pick up on what you said, when I go to Home Depot in September, all the Halloween stuff is out, and I had to buy or Wendy always wanted it from last year, the 18-foot skeleton.
The skeleton, yeah, those things are cool.
And it's going to be like our feature for every competition that we have, because we bought also a clown, because our theme was Seaside Circus. So there's no circus stuff for Halloween outside of like horror and scary and gory stuff, scary clowns. So, but we ended up getting like a clown hat for it. So when it comes to like celebrating Halloween, do you prefer, if you do decorations, the horror side of it or the scary side of it or the spooky? Like it's
I think I just prefer, me personally, the traditional spider with the web, or some ghosts hanging from here and there. Like I can appreciate all of it. Me personally, I don't put that much energy into decorations. I think if I did, I would want to get the most wow factor that I could out of it. So I would probably go for the more like the goriest, scariest type of shit that I can find. Yeah. But because I can't commit that much energy to it. Yeah. It's more like, so we have like a spider web that comes from the top of the house and then it drapes down into the yard and then there's a big spider on it. We have that. We have some lights. And it's a shame because I have all these like stage lights and like rotating lights that we were using for different events. And I could definitely find a way to incorporate those into some cool designs, but I don't.
Yeah, we do like I think I prefer like a haunted mansion kind of thing, not like just kind of like eerie, old dusty, kind of like the scary attic kind of thing without any like monsters jumping out at you. Yeah. But if we're talking about scary shows like From, I don't know if you've been watching any of the From at all.
I haven't watched it. It's Amazon Prime, right?
It is, yeah. No, it's MGM Plus or whatever. Okay. Which I think MGM Plus was Peacock or something. It was something else, and then I think they relabeled it MGM Plus. But dude, it is jump scary stuff. So it's definitely binge worthy.
Won't be watching that.
No.
I hate being scared, dude.
So are you then a horror movie? No, you're not a horror movie person.
Yeah. So I like horror. I like zombie shit. The Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, all that stuff I'm cool with. The only thing that I will not watch is anything paranormal, exorcisms, shit like that. Anything like religious based horror. Yeah. Nah, bruh. No, because that shit I feel like that shit can go down for real. Yeah. And part of the reason why I enjoy horror or like scary movies, whatever, is because I know at the end of the day, man, that's the same actress that was in blah blah blah. Yeah. Like this shit ain't, I have that. And the entire time it's not real. But when you see the third act of a movie and you see everything works out, it's like, all right, cool. But that I saw Paranormal Activity, the first one, and I was scared to death, dude. Like I had to like sleep with that. I'm a big ass bitch, dude. I had to sleep with the covers over my head, dude. It was, man, like The Ring.
The Ring. I was going to ask you about The Ring.
The Ring, Blair Witch Project. Yeah. Paranormal Activity, Exorcism of Emily Rose, dude. When the Exorcism of Emily Rose came out, on the scene where she like wakes up and it's like 2:22 or whatever on the clock. Yeah. Dude, one night I woke up and it was like 2:22 and I had just watched that movie. You talk about a big punk ass bitch in this. Bro, I was done. I was like, wake up, turn all the lights on. I was up the rest of the night. Yeah. Wow. I'm like, there's no going back to sleep at this point.
So you think some little girl is gonna in a back bend come walking out of your TV?
But if it does, wasn't that, I would much rather have a giant dude with an axe banging at my door than a scary, like, little girls are the scariest shit I've ever seen. They are, dude. They're already small, especially if they have like no facial expression.
Oh my god!
And they're super monotone, and they just stare at you. My buddy Matt and Melissa, they have 2 twin daughters, and his daughters, and he even he's like, dude, my kids are creepy as shit. They would like just stare at people like at 5 or 6 years old and just like stare at you. Oh my god! And I'm like, Matt, man, come get your kids. Come get your kids, dude. Like 2 twins, it's like just staring at you, just wondering what they could fucking do to you.
Like a scene straight out of The Shining.
Yeah, I'm like, good.
Red rum, red rum.
I'm good, man. So yeah, I don't watch any of that stuff. Zombies, I'm here for it.
Okay.
Anything like that, I'm cool. But
yeah, new season of oh my god, the new season of the HBO show with zombies. It was a video game.
Oh,
all of Last of Us. Last of Us. We saw the preview of that, and that looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look awesome, man.
So good.
And they're like following the game almost like to the T.
Yeah,
yeah, it is really good.
So even though that's not coming during the Halloween season, 2025, I think is the release date. But
all right, so as a spoiler, if you haven't seen The Last of Us season 1 or you had played the game, this is going to be a spoiler for you. So, but the decision that Joel makes at the end of season 1, you saw season 1, right?
Yeah.
The decision he makes at the end of season 1.
Remind me again what that was.
To save the girl's life.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If that were you.
Yeah.
If that were you, and you knew what the possible fallout would be, what would you have done?
Oh.
Now remember, this is a girl that you have a pretty strong connection with. Like it's like a father-daughter type of.
Yeah, I would imagine that I would try to save. I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't. I mean, I get attached to other people's kids right away. I can't imagine what it would be like if it was like your own and like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she's not my own. If it were me,
you're like cutting her loose.
This is you can save the world.
Yeah.
You can save the world or you can save this one kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably have to say that I would be, man, that's such a hard decision.
It's a hard
in
one,
that
right?
moment, like, can you really like disassociate and remove, or is it just like, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
I would hope that I would say I would sacrifice the one for the many. I would hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
Man. All right. Well,
you're not answering the question. Answer the. I'm gonna throw it back at you.
Look, little girl, she got to go, bro. I'm saying. I mean, let's be real. I mean, like you're saving the world, mankind. You know, and
but you would be like, you would have the understanding, like you'd be like, yeah, I'm saving the world. Like you could remove. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like now if it was my daughter, then yeah, that's a different conversation.
Yeah,
but. And she was kind of a dickhead to him sometimes too.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
I was like, take her ass.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to Smile. Smile, the sequel to Smile, looks good. The first one creeped me out.
Creepy, dude.
Creeped me out.
So creepy.
People just walking up, smiling at you, and just like it had like this dead smile. Dude. That shit scares the hell out of me. But I think I will go see that one.
Yeah. So the smiling thing is because you haven't seen From yet, and that's not a real big spoiler, but the smiling, like just people smiling at you and walking at you smiling. If you've seen From, you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so, man. All right. Yeah. So I got to check it out. MGM Plus, you talked about it on a previous podcast, but I still haven't. So it took over another streaming service.
I think
it's not Peacock, because Peacock, was it Paramount Plus?
Paramount Plus.
Is it Paramount Plus? Did it take over Paramount?
Yeah.
Speaking of Paramount Plus, did we ever get the new season of Yellowstone? Did that ever happen?
It is coming out.
It's coming out.
It is
I
coming
thought
out,
it was in November.
I don't know the release date. I could look it up really quick, but I know.
You talk about a show that shot themselves in the foot, man. Good Lord. Because that played, man, everybody was watching that shit.
Everybody. All that guy's stuff from the 3 different shows, like 18, whatever.
Taylor Sheridan. Yeah.
All of them.
Yep. What was it? It was one called, was it not Lance Bass, because that's a NSYNC member. He has one, Bass Reeves. He plays the only black lawman in the 1800s. Yeah. And that one's good. Like, yeah, he's just batting 1,000.
Yeah, and the one with Sylvester Stallone. I think that's a Taylor Sheridan show.
Is Tulsa King his?
Tulsa King,
I don't think Tulsa King is his.
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Might be wrong about that. Let us know.
Yeah.
But Tulsa King is good.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, Tulsa King's good.
We
I
haven't
love
started
that
yet.
Oh, Sly.
But yeah, So as far as like, you know, and it's like, I feel bad. I was like, I've been out of it as far as like horror movies and stuff and Halloween. I was just like perusing here, just seeing like, what would I be most excited about? And I just came across Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. So that looks interesting.
Okay. So is it like a horror style telling of Peter Pan and the Lost Boys?
It serves as, literally that's what it says, serves as a retelling, a horror retelling of Peter Pan.
Oh man. So, all right. So it could be good and it could be bad.
Yeah.
Because I did watch the Winnie the Pooh scary
thing.
My
God.
And that shit was dumb as fuck.
Yeah. Oh man.
I can see how it will become like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Because there was like, it was some very it was meant to be funny. It was some very funny parts.
Yeah.
That, like people getting murked in crazy ass ways. But you're not going to go out of your way to go see that movie. And I don't know who's directing it. Is it the same guys that did?
It is. Let's see. Who's it directed by? Oh, Charity Case is Captain Hook.
His name is Charity Case.
I think
her name.
Stage name. Oh, that's, well, depends what they identify as.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Didn't take long, y'all.
Charity Case is the stage name for Harry Whitfield, a drag performer. Okay. So, okay. All right.
What are we in for?
What?
What are we in for?
I don't know.
He's turned off immediately.
Well, all right. So since that popped in, I just dropped big news on Antoine here about.
He messed my world up with this one.
I did. I said, have you heard recently about the trans storm clone trooper from Star Wars? And his response was,
I was like, what? What? That makes zero sense.
Zero sense.
Zero sense. Like, so, what's the project?
It is a graphic novel, and it's supposed to be serving as canon, where this particular clone trooper was alongside Anakin in the Clone Wars, I believe. No, Captain Rex. So he and Captain Rex were hand in hand, side by side, fighting during the Clone Wars. Now, I don't know why Lucasfilm and Disney are doing this, because again, you're just trying to piss off the fandom. You are literally, this is now an intentional, like, we just don't care about our fan base anymore. So would you, I don't know, am I wrong in that?
I mean, I think if you're gonna do it, doing it in a graphic novel might be the way to introduce it, to see like what your response is.
Yeah.
I mean, because let's be real, more women than men read.
Right. Yeah.
I can't. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Completely fair to say.
So, it's realistic to say that the majority of the people who are going to read this are going to be women.
Well, wait. You're saying the majority of readers of this graphic novel are going to be women?
Are going to be women, right?
Star Wars?
Yeah, because there's a large female fan base for Star Wars. Massive. So the majority of the people who are going to be reading, reviewing, talking about it online, the majority of them are going to be women.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So do you think that we get a more palatable response to it if it's coming from that source? Or do you think,
well, I will say,
is the female fan base going to be totally impartial?
No.
No.
And the only reason I say that is because the two YouTube channels or two YouTube podcasters that I listen to, Star Wars Girl and Snarky J, are both huge Star Wars fans, and both of them are just like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So, I think a fan, whether it's a female or a male, Star Wars is Star Wars, and it is what it is. And now, we talk about Agatha in a little bit, but like, those two YouTubers are like, and Snarky J, she's Latina, so it's not like she's.
Oh man,
yeah. So yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
I'm a audiobook.
Okay, so
audiobook. I'm not reading anything. I'm gonna listen to it.
Here's the thing about that. It doesn't matter if there's a character that's trans, but you can't take a clone trooper if it's a clone. Like and it's trans clone trooper. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
but it's a clone, so it's like you're taking an exact copy of something. And that's what it is. So I guess the outcry is like, have a trans character, that's totally fine, but you can't make a clone trooper that. And I don't know. There's an argument to be said. Is it because the Bad Batch? They're Bad Batches. There's something wrong with them. So
sure.
Are they like? What is the? How do you justify that character if it's a clone?
Yeah, exactly. So because all of the clones are clones of Boba Fett, right?
Right.
So
of what's his name? Jango Fett.
Yeah. So
Jango Fett, yeah. Because Boba is
the son,
but which I thought was his clone, or was it actual his? No, I think it's his son.
Yeah. So this is a clone that now, through some whatever, he now wants to identify as a female.
And the character's name they call her sister. So all the clones during the Clone Wars, they were saying they were calling each other brothers or whatever, and so but now they're calling her sister. So there's that.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's I just don't understand why they're going this direction. But they're obviously there's a huge market for it. There must be. But
is there though, or do you hope to create a market for it?
I'm sure. I'm assuming that's what it is. They're trying to create one, but like they're burning the one that they have, because it's like people are just getting. There's going to be a point where you're going to just stop. People are just going to stop. Quietly, they'll just stop watching.
Yep, exactly, man. And I would like to. I want to read it because I want to see why the reason that the writers come up with to why this clone trooper wants to now identify as a female. Because from my understanding, clone troopers are very singular minded.
Yep.
Right. Yep. There's no all the entertainment. There's no entertainment tonight. There's no magazines, there's no gossip columns, there's none of that, right? And so for someone who has a very singular focus, why are we even talking about this? Why? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It could be, maybe it's a Catherine Kennedy project, or Leslie Headland. They're like, well,
I can guarantee you that it's a Kathleen Kennedy project.
And it's like Acolyte didn't go, so let's try to build a canon somewhere else. I don't know. It's crazy, dude. Crazy.
And when is there some sort of release date for this? Or?
I'll have to check, but no, I don't recall.
Man,
I'll look that up.
Yeah, it's I don't get it, and I will be the first to admit that as anyone who identifies as, something different than what they were born as, I'm naive to it. I'm not going to pretend to understand the inner workings of what, like, the mindset of someone like that is going through, what they live through, what they think on a regular basis. I'm not even going to touch that.
Yeah.
But I want to understand why the need is felt to take some sort of IP that we are become accustomed to and to try to change it in such a severe way.
Yeah. I just pulled up an article by the Medium. Says Star Wars introduces transgender clone trooper and the toxic fanboy community loses their minds again. So
who wrote that article?
Let's see. It's a good. You gotta subscribe and log in. So I don't know. Oh wait. Here it is.
Oh man.
Anna B. So whoever Anna. Well, yeah. We're not toxic.
Yeah,
we're not toxic. We're entitled to our own opinions, and it's just don't tell us we're toxic. You just not anger, but it's frustrating when the fan base wants to share their thoughts and then you just call us bad for it. And like, maybe you're the bad one.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. Yeah. Oh,
freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that.
But that was the latest that was the surprising news that I dropped on him today. So, but going back to our Halloween stuff. So Smile was the one you're looking forward to.
Smile. I want to check out Smile. That's really the only one that I have been somewhat excited about. I did have a friend who I was able, and she hates horror films.
Okay.
And I was able to talk her into watching Talk to Me. Remember the movie Talk to Me? It came out a couple years ago. It was like the fake hand, and when you grab the hand, it would grab you, and then you would be able to talk to the dead person that was attached to that hand. You remember that movie?
No, I never saw that.
That movie was crazy good.
Oh.
That movie is crazy good. And while I say like all the paranormal stuff, I don't deal with that one, I enjoyed.
Okay.
And I was able to talk her into watching it, and she texted me, she's like, what the hell am I watching? This is crazy. She loved it.
Yeah.
She loved it. So I would love to see a sequel to that movie.
Okay.
I don't know if there's one coming out. If there's not, then you should put plans in the works to bring it, because that movie was great.
Yeah.
I think if you and Wendy get a hair up your ass to watch something scary, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
What does it? Talk
to me? Yeah. It's an awesome movie.
Okay. We were telling somebody to watch recently Barbarian if they wanted to see a good scary movie. That was came out on Netflix last year. It was a M. Night Shyamalan movie. So good.
Barbarian. What was the premise of it?
It's
I think I saw it. What was it about?
It's about a girl that goes to an Airbnb and there's somebody else in the Airbnb, and then this movie starts from that. So it takes a turn where you're just like, am I watching the same movie? It's wild, dude.
Really?
It's wild. Like wild.
Man, okay.
Yeah.
Barbarian. All right. Watch that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, stuff like that I'm cool with. Like thriller, I feel like that's probably more of a thriller, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Total thriller.
That stuff I'm cool with.
But M. Night comes out with really cool stories and movies, and it always has that unexpected twist. Like it was what's the Bruce Willis one with the little boy? I see dead people.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah,
Sixth Sense was good.
Yeah.
And then The Happening with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Was good.
Yeah.
It was crazy, like the trees and shit poisoning people. Yeah. His latest one, The Trap with Josh Hartnett.
I have not seen that.
That one is pretty good, dude.
Is it?
That
okay.
was really good. So he's again, he can have some bangers, and then he'll make some shit that you like no one understands.
Yeah.
And then he'll go back to making bangers, and then he'll come up with some other shit. So I guess I don't even know if you would call it inconsistency, because he consistently makes the shit that you can tell there's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, he made this. So but yeah, The Trap is good.
That's good. Is that the one where they're in the Coliseum and they go to the
they basically stage this entire, like, the biggest female pop icon that's out at the time. They stage this concert just to trap this guy.
Yeah.
And Josh Hartnett is that guy.
Yeah.
And I didn't ruin anything because that's in the trailer. So
which is weird, because it's like you automatically just gave the storyline right there. And it's like, so I'm curious to see where it goes from there.
Well, yeah, because the storyline, given the way that part of the storyline is genius, because now the audience is glued trying to figure out how he finds his way out of this situation. So it's good. Like his entire family obviously has no idea that he's this crazy serial killer.
It's like a Dexter thing, huh?
Yeah, it's nice. It's really cool. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta check that
there
one
you
out.
Go. Trap. And if you guys have any suggestions about any horror films that are coming out, or something you want to see or looking forward to seeing, comment.
Yes.
Put them in the comments.
Yes.
We'll watch them.
Moving into maybe a horror kind of thing, because you just can't stand watching it. Agatha All Around.
That is definitely horror. Man, it started out very promising.
Yeah.
And I had Zero. I was no thoughts about it. I was totally impartial.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
And that show sucks. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but that show.
I'm still gonna watch it. I started because we've been busy. I started the 4th episode and I'm about halfway through, but I will say I was watching it on my phone, kind of distracted. So I wanted to watch it on a good size screen. And it didn't look terrible to me.
Man, that show's
What do you feel sucks about it?
So Kathryn Hahn, let me preface by saying great actress.
Yep.
Aubrey Plaza. Great actress. The components of the show are good.
Okay.
I think it goes into like a lore that, and it just, for me, I feel like this show would have made a lot more sense if it would have happened 2 years ago. This is something that needed to happen right after WandaVision.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Right after WandaVision.
Yeah.
So when all of the things happen and Wanda put her under the curse and the spell, whatever. But it's just not a well-written show. It just lags and lags and lags. Like it's one of those things to where if you binge it, it would probably be much better.
Okay.
If you were able to just sit down, take an afternoon, because what are the episodes, 40 minutes long? I think they're 34 minutes long.
Yeah.
If you were able to sit down in one day and just watch all 8 episodes and get it out of the way, I think you would enjoy it a lot more than watching an episode that just drags and then having to wait an entire week for another episode that's going to drag again, So
yeah,
it's just, I feel like the third acts don't hit. I feel like the writing is lazy. All the scenes drag. The supporting cast seems like they're just roaming around in La La Land. It's just, I feel like while Kathryn Hahn eats up a lot of scene, I mean, she does a great job of just eating up scenery.
Yep.
The rest of the supporting cast don't do much supporting, and it was just kind of one of those things. I feel like without Aubrey Plaza, then you really don't have much of a show at all.
Yep.
And I just think I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to accomplish this sort of like underground setup for something that's going to happen bigger later on, or do you want, like, is this supposed to be like now Kathryn Hahn has taken over this whole portion of the sorcery portion of what the Marvel Universe is going to be? Because you can build off of that. I mean, we have Werewolf by Night, we have Moon Knight, we have, I mean, there is a very strong mystical aspect to the Marvel Universe. But this shit ain't it, man. This it just drags. It's slow. It's something that it doesn't like trap your interest.
Okay.
It's just hated it.
I agree with you on all of that. And I will say the only reason I'm still watching it, I do like the sets, and I think Aubrey and Kathryn are really good actors. So it just keeps me
So you like
engaged.
the sets. You like the set.
I do.
I hated the set.
And I like it because the first musical I ever went to was when I was a kid it was Cats, but the most recent musical I went to was Wicked.
Okay.
And it just reminds me of Wicked. It has that, and so I guess I like that kind of stage Broadway kind of feel, and it's kind of campy, and so it's entertaining.
So for me it was the total opposite. I felt like the sets while they were walking on like Witches Road, I felt like it was in a big building and they just walking around in circles. That's what I felt like. I felt like it was on a stage. I felt like it was very contained and they're kind of walking past the same rocks 17 different times, right? So that it just felt like very, very small and insignificant. The set. But
okay,
it was pretty.
Yeah,
but it was. Well, I felt like it was shot in the 80s.
Yes. Maybe, and maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man. It was rough.
So I got two things. I know we didn't plan for this, but you mentioned earlier South Park, and you like South Park. Do you think there's two different Cartmans?
No. Are there two different Cartmans?
Well, I don't know if there's two different voices. Me and my buddy Todd were talking this weekend, and there's this guy on Instagram. I got to share this with you. He does the most amazing Cartman impressions, but he sings songs. Okay. It's hilarious. The dude's kind of like, he's heavier. He wears a hat. He's got a beard. It is so good. It is so good. And he's got that classic season 1 Cartman voice. Now, my buddy Todd was saying that Cartman's voice has changed over the seasons, and it's less annoying. He's not as abrasive and as offensive as it used to be. Yeah. So is that accurate? Do you have you noticed that?
Well, I would agree that they definitely they toned it down. Okay. In comparison, because back when the show was like what 20 years old, right? Yeah. Back in 2000, you can get away with some of this. You can get away with more than you can get away with now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like that happens throughout all these animated shows. The voice actors, like, sound systems change, speakers change, every audio changes. So it could be the same actor, like the woman that plays the voice of Bart Simpson. Mm-hmm. If you go back to when they were on MTV to the later episodes of The Simpsons, Bart does sound different, right? But it's the same actor. So
do you think? I'm just wondering, if it's actually that, or are they intentionally trying to change his voice so it's more, I don't know, just more appropriate, more politically correct? Because I haven't watched a show in forever, so I don't know if it's still as ball busting.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think that is it. I think it's more just with advancement in technology. Now, when you talk about the subject matters and how they've changed and they are toned down, then that could be, just the network is like, hey, like, you need to chill out. Yeah. you need to tone it down a little bit. Like, we'll let this slide this season or for these 2, 3, 4 years because we need ratings and we know this is going to get ratings. But once we get these sponsors start to get pissed off, or these companies start to, maybe it's time to tone it down a little bit. Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know.
It happened with the WWE. Like they did this whole Attitude Era thing where this is where, and you have to watch Mr. McMahon. You gotta watch Mr. McMahon. That documentary is so good, man. But they had hit this. They were getting crushed in ratings by WCW, so they developed the Attitude Era. That's when The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they had a bunch of inappropriate subject matters with like women and like the teasing of rape and bunch of inappropriate shit. Yeah. When Vince McMahon started to prop the company for acquisition, he was like, we got to go into a more G-rated, PG-rated environment. So they stopped doing all that. They stopped with the profanity, as much profanity. They stopped with the very weird and offensive subject matters. Like, so now they got those sponsorship dollars in. Like 25 years ago, you didn't have the Burger King, the Pizza Hut, the Mountain Dews as sponsors. Now you do. Now they're going to be on Netflix. $25 billion deal with Netflix. Would have never happened in the Attitude Era. Even though people loved it, we loved it, but you can't sell that to the masses. So
there's okay. So Jerry Seinfeld, have you seen him come out? So he's now saying that comedy. He regrets saying that the left gives us source material for our comedy. He regrets saying that. He's like he's apologizing for making fun of all these things. So when a comedian starts apologizing for making comedy, like I don't know like what's happening. So that's why it made me think about South Park. I was like, is South Park like changing? So I don't know if anybody watches South Park still. Like, I would love to hear your thoughts too. So
let us know in the comments. It's because we there's so much content out there. There's no way we can keep up with everything. Yeah. But the Pandaverse thing came out last year, and I felt like that was pretty.
Was it? I gotta watch that. I still gotta watch that because I have not seen that yet.
Yeah,
so.
they give no shits in that episode. But I think I will venture to say that it was a lot more like when it first came out, the first 5 seasons of it, it was a lot more offensive than it is now. So yeah, that I can't agree with. And maybe it could be that, or maybe, we're older now and we've seen a lot more. And so the subjects that could be or couldn't be offensive, we don't see it as much anymore because we've seen so much other bullshit. I mean, the world is messed up.
Yeah.
Like if you get offended by a cartoon, then what problems do you have? All the shit going on in the world. So.
It's funny, like you're talking about horror movies, like with the upcoming election, whatever the outcome is, it's just going to be
it's going to be a shit show.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a shit show. No, like you said, no matter who gets elected, it's going to be bad.
Yep.
And, like usually around this time when they're like this close to elections, we see a drop in food prices, gas prices, everything. Interest rates are super low. Yeah. We see all of that. Nope, not now. Not now. But what is the reason for that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like tell economists, tell us what is the reason for. We usually see a really significant drop in everything that we have to buy and consume as Americans. That's not happening this election, at least up to this point. Maybe when it hits November or, it is already almost the end of October now.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's the other thing that just happened with the shipyard strike or whatever.
Shipyard strike,
They postponed that to next year, like March. So they're going to do the strike then. So it's like post-election, and like, is that a political move or whatever?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And they're asking for a 79% increase, 72% increase in pay, that takes you from $20 an hour. I think starting pay for the shipyard, correct us if I'm wrong, like around $20 an hour. So that takes you up to what? $50 an hour.
Yeah, I'm not a math guy.
59 or 49 bucks an hour, something like that. Man. 47 bucks an hour.
That's a lot.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Yeah, but it's like, it's $20 an hour is what? Less than 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
But in this America, can you survive on less than 50 grand a year in this America?
Yeah, I don't think so. But I think the other thing that they were freaking out about or worried about was the automation. Like they wanted to save their jobs and guarantee that wouldn't all get automated. But I don't know enough about that stuff. But
newsflash, that shit is still going to become automated.
Yes,
because it costs way less money. To have a machine do the work, and you have a very small group of engineers to just make sure that shit stays online, than 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 employees that you have to manage, healthcare, salaries.
Did you see the size of the Amazon building that's going up on Dam Neck?
I did,
dude. And do you know how many people are
totally automated?
Totally automated.
Yeah,
I think it's going to employ like 50 people, maybe 300 people. I don't know how many people. It's not a lot for the size of that building.
No,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome to the new world, people.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, and this is the way the world's going.
Yeah.
There's some things that you just can't replace, like the customer experience, talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Being able to talk to, like, the majority of the apps that I have, or the service that I have, i.e. light bill, cable bill, you can do all that shit online. You don't even have to talk to a person.
Nobody.
Yeah. The need for us to do that is quickly getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yep.
And so, if you want something, it's going to be automated. Pizza Hut, automated. Domino's has automated cars now.
Yeah.
It's like they roll up to your house, you walk out, back window goes down, you get your pizza from a warm oven. And then you walk in, boom, done. How many times have you gotten pizza and it was cold as shit?
Yeah, a bunch of times. Elon Musk, I saw that he was just coming out with his automated taxi is going to be coming out soon. I don't know where, but I just read that.
I saw the one online.
That, did?
I think I forgot what state it was in, but automated taxi.
Wow. Real quick, just jumping back to Marvel. Some news. I don't know if this is accurate or not. Doctor Strange coming out. The antagonist or the villain is going to be, oh my God, I just forgot his name. Jesus.
Oh, he got me excited and fucked me up.
Okay. A quick Google search.
Oh man.
Jesus, he's like one of my favorite actors. Oh my God.
Who's the actor?
Oh, he's a black actor that's in every great movie. He's Jesus.
Denzel.
Denzel
Washington.
No, yeah, Denzel.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Get out of here.
Doctor Strange.
Please do not introduce Denzel into the Marvel universe, y'all.
So
that I would do. You just made my day.
Like I feel like let me see, Denzel, or Doctor Strange, Denzel Washington villain. Is it a rumor? Dormammu is a villain close ties to Doctor Strange, so he's going to play Dormammu.
He's playing Dormammu?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
Now, Dormammu was in the first Doctor Strange.
Yes.
He was the villain, but it was just like this big animated whatever.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So it's rumored. I just saw that Movie Web just said it's rumored, but
It's probably happened.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be awesome.
It'll be awesome.
There's
nothing Denzel in that I won't watch. I'm just gonna be real. Yeah. It could be a shit show like he's in the new Gladiator movie.
Oh yeah,
he's in that. And so I mean, Denzel, man, that dude just he delivers every time.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's one of those things that all his from a box office standpoint, they don't like crush numbers, but everyone loves his movies, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the breakdown in the box office is, but man,
Did you watch the recent Equalizer?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good enough.
Good.
I mean, it was good. It was it was like the third Equalizer movie. It was like, how could it possibly be? There's no, like, the whole trend of these old guys being badasses.
Yeah.
I feel like it's starting to get to the point where we've seen it, like the Bourne Identity, the Taken movies, John Wick, now the Equalizer. It's like, I mean, it's not going to be as believable that these old ass dudes can do the shit that, and what's the one that comes on now with Jeff Bridges is a show. The Old Man. It's called The Old Man.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how much of this can we?
And then was a movie franchise Indispensables? Is that?
Oh, the Expendables.
Yeah,
all
Expendables.
Those casserole. All of them. You got 19 old ass dudes that are like espionage, spy, blowing shit up. Come on now.
And then Megan Fox.
And then
it's like,
they'll have a cameo. It'll be like all these old dudes and then like one young hot chick. They had like Ronda Rousey was in one of them.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Wick, did you see the trailer for The Ballerina?
I did.
John Wick spinoff.
I did.
And like Ana de Armas is phenomenal. She's great in everything she's in. I am really, and I was one of those people when I heard they were doing a John Wick spinoff. I was like, here we go. Now you're going to ruin this one.
Yeah.
But trailer looks good. And my boy Keanu is making a cameo. So, we'll see.
So I was telling you about my buddy Todd. He was in for the weekend and he's part of the band. And we were talking about people when they remake movies. And we kind of like had not a disagreement about it, but like, we weren't on the same page about, he's like, just keep making all these remakes. Just remake them. Even if like 90% of them are terrible, one of them might turn out to be good. And the reason we started talking about that is like, there's always been talk about remaking or doing Goonies 2.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't know about that. Like if you try to reimagine a classic movie, do you think that's a good way to go? Or do you think that's going to ruin it?
I think that at this point that we live in an age where there's so many remakes, might as well do it.
Might as well
do it. 5 years ago, you asked me that question, and I'm like, nah, hell no, don't mess with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, these studios are making these remake films, and they're doing well.
Yeah.
Right. Just from a nostalgic standpoint alone, so. and make it.
I guess his point was that he said even if it sucks, it doesn't ruin the original because you still have that original. So I guess that's a good point. But I was like, sometimes if I go back and watch the original, it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were young, so we didn't know how much the original sucked. Yeah. Like they did RoboCop 10 years ago. Yeah. They remade RoboCop. And while it looked cool as shit, the movie was mediocre, right? But the original RoboCop sucked.
Yes.
That movie was so bad. Yeah. But everyone loved that movie. It was like, it was at a time where, you know, like none of this shit we saw, like robots, and like we knew, like we saw Back to the Future, like this thing could be a possibility.
Yeah.
But now we can turn on the news and there's robots, right?
Yeah.
And so when the original RoboCop came out, it was so cool and it was really gory. The acting was terrible. The CG was horrible, or the practical effects were horrible.
Yeah.
So when the one in 2016 came out, it was like, wow, man, this is not that great a movie. It looks cool. Man, they shouldn't have messed with RoboCop.
Yeah.
But RoboCop was not a great movie.
Not a great movie, yeah. Yeah.
So, I think do it. Go ahead, do it. Knock it out.
A good franchise that, like, with robots, like Terminator. Like the first Terminator, I watched the first one. I'm like, it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Oh, yeah.
And the amount, then the budget that I was done, like if you put that to today's dollars, I don't know what it would be, but it would still be like way under with all these huge budgets are, and like it was awesome.
Yeah,
but,
I just watched the Schwarzenegger documentary, and they talked about how, you know, that all happened and how he got that part, and how who was supposed to really be. I think I want to say Brad Pitt was originally.
Oh wow,
was it Brad Pitt? It was somebody else that was originally cast.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating to think about.
Yeah, you could go watch. That it's on Netflix, so you can watch it.
Talk about a dude that freaking came out of like was motivated to be successful, like, and a ball buster from what I understand.
I mean, he was in real estate, but even before he became like a prominent actor, he was in real estate, owning like an apartment building in California. Like he was one of those. He just grind. That was him. So, man,
wow. Real quick question. Keyshawn Davis. Did you score some tickets?
I did not score tickets. Yeah, I did not score tickets. I mean, with the tickets that are available, they are like nosebleed.
Yeah.
And it's because, is it at the Scope or is it at the TED?
Scope.
Is at the Scope. So that's a 20,000 seat arena.
Yeah.
So even nosebleeds might not be too bad.
Yeah.
But that shit gonna be on Showtime. So I'm gonna be in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
And watching that.
Is he fighting a legit dude, or is it a kind of?
He's a top 10 guy.
Okay.
I think he beats him. There's nobody. They're not gonna bring anyone to his hometown that's not a legitimate threat. And the reason that they did it with Sweet Pea and Oscar De La Hoya is because the market was so big here, and Floyd or Sweet Pea was so big.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch that fight, 9 out of 10 judges has Sweet Pea Whitaker winning that fight.
Oh.
Yeah. It was so bad. If you get a chance, go back and watch that fight. Sweet Pea wins that fight.
Yeah.
But now in this age of boxing, they're never gonna bring a guy to your hometown that should beat you.
Yeah.
You make it look good, but he shouldn't beat you.
Yeah.
And Keyshawn Davis is fighting, and he has 2 younger brothers that are fighting on the same card. So it'll be a good show.
Yeah.
It'll be a good show. If you can, I mean, the tickets were ridiculous.
Dude.
Nosebleeds were like $250, $300. So
I heard that they were releasing tickets to Hampton Road, people who live in the Hampton Roads, but still,
I mean, like boxing gyms and stuff like that. Yeah, which they should. They would 100. They used to do that. Like they would have anytime there was a big show here, they would allocate 10 or 20 tickets per boxing gym to Hampton Roads Gym. But at the time, there were only a couple of gyms in the area. You had Ringside. You had what was the place on Norfolk Avenue that Machine used to run?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm forgetting it. It was on Norfolk. Everybody who's growing up boxing around this area, you know this gym. Machine, who's not with us anymore, he was the biggest boxing coach in here, in Hampton Roads at the time, and that was the place to go. And you had Ringside, which was right here.
Yeah,
and Julio was the coach over there. He was awesome. I mean, he had everybody. He had Arturo Gotti come through there. I mean, he had
Wow.
he had great boxers come through there. Kevin Hall came through. Pete Yates was one of the coaches there. So, like, as far as the who's who of boxing and coaching in the area, I mean, this is like Hampton Roads has always been rich with it.
Yeah.
So, but now there's so many, and all of them are like, a lot of them are watered down.
Yeah.
Like if you went to a boxing gym here in the 90s, 2000, it was a legit gym.
Yeah.
Now, 3 of those are legit gyms, and the rest of them are just like play boxing.
Yeah.
You know, so
There's VB Fight House. He just moved his, he was like behind Iron Asylum and like the storage units. He opened up his own gym in Red Mill now. Yeah. Looks pretty legit. And I think he's got a guy fighting Golden Gloves.
Yeah. Dude, Mikey Holcomb is one of the best coaches in the area. He coaches boxing, kickboxing, and wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's a great coach at all of those things.
Wow.
Mikey's great. Like, so I'm gonna give you the plug right now. If you want to go to a great boxing gym in the area, you got 3. You got Powerhouse over on Holland Road. One of the best you're gonna find. Sweet Pea Whitaker's nephew runs that place. You got BB Fight House, Mikey's place that you can go to and get great training. And then you have Southside Barbell where Keyshawn trains.
That's right. Yeah.
Those 3 places and those coaches, Mikey, Twan over at Powerhouse, and Dorset over at Southside Barbell. Though, if you were a boxer, you're an up-and-coming boxer in the area, and you want to learn how to box, go to one of those 3 places. You'll be good.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Check it out. Cool, man. So
how we going to leave the people today?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we got this new split screen feature.
Yeah.
What do you think of it all?
It looks beautiful. Comment. They were like, yeah, that shit all right.
Yeah. I will say it's weird because the way the cameras are set up, I'm looking at you, but it looks like in the screen I'm looking away.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out how to switch that. But
it's all good.
Cool, man. So what do you got going on in the cookie business? Anything up and coming?
Cookie business is booming. Come and see me at Farmhouse Brewery. We're there every week, Wednesday through Saturday, 4 to 8, Wednesday through Friday, Saturdays from 2 to 8. We now have hot paninis.
Oh.
So we have our cookies, obviously, dessert, but we want to give the people something great to eat. So we partnered with Foodies, a local market over Virginia Beach, and they prepare some great sandwiches for us. You know, Patrick McBrayer, I've sung his praises on the show before. He's a great chef. Dude knows his shit. And he was nice enough to bless us with making our food. So
nice.
Sandwiches, house-made chips. You can get it along with our giant gourmet cookies. So come by and see us, 1805 Kempsville Road. Farmhouse. If you know the Kempsville area or Virginia Beach, you know where it is. So just swing on through. Come see me.
And if high level boxing isn't your thing, you're not looking for a boxing gym, you're looking for a dance studio for high level dance training, you can come right here to the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. We specialize in teaching from beginner to advanced, anything from the traditional social dances like waltz, tango, foxtrot to the Latin dances like salsa, bachata, and merengue, and then swing and country western. So we got all for you. So you can look us up at the Arthur Murray Dance Studio, cutterrug.net.
Yeah. And also tell them about the Friday night party. So they do like a Friday night, and you wouldn't even call it a party, but if you have any anxiety about learning how to dance and you want to do it in a comfortable environment with people who are just kind of like having fun and enjoying it, not taking it too seriously, that is the night to come, Friday night. And I don't know, do you do that every Friday night?
We have them every Friday night, but we have them closed to our students only, but we do like once a month or every 6 weeks, we do an open house where we invite just people to come check it out. So we'll be posting that coming up. But yeah, that's what our goal is, to try to like provide a comfortable experience where people get to, you know, because you're right, people have anxiety about learning to dance. They don't want to look stupid, and they don't know if they're doing it right, but our student body is very encouraging, reassuring. The staff is great. We're all on hand. So it's our Friday night socials, and
check them out. Yeah, check out the website and just go and see when they have that party, man. I call it a party because it feels like
it is a party. Yeah, we call it
like
a party.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out. You'll have a blast, dude. You might even see me in there. I might come in there, and, knock the rust off. You know, Mr. Dancing with the Stars over here.
Yeah, dude, he's a mirror ball champion. Wendy was just saying earlier today how much she always enjoyed dancing with you and training with you. So it was,
she was
a good
great.
experience.
She was great, man. I wouldn't have won if I would have had anyone else.
I don't know, man. You, I think it was a really good fit. I think just overall, I mean, that's how we met, and it was a good fit and good working together. And it was funny because it's like everyone wants like the tricks and all. He's like, I don't want that.
Yeah,
he's like, I don't want to do no lifts.
Yeah, I want to know how to dance.
Yeah,
I want to actually know how to dance, man, because I was getting married too, and so I felt like it was going to be a great way to kind of like introduce me to the to dancing, so I can get ready for that as well. So it was cool. It was fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the plug.
Yeah. On behalf of myself, Taraz Denisico, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you again whenever we record a podcast again.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.